Hello and welcome back. Today I wanted to show you a quick tip on getting a fire started using a ferro rod. Now I'm all about training using primitive methods for getting fire started or for anything. My philosophy is to train with the least modern equipment but also to prepare with the most. And in this case, a ferro rod, I believe, is probably the best long-term, reliable survival fire starter that you can have. This is just, I have a much bigger one that I actually keep. This is just my one I mess around with. But this is a tip that I've never seen anyone show, so I'm going to try to demonstrate it here. Now, one of the advantages, a couple of the advantages of a ferro rod is that, say, if I wanted to get a fire quickly, I might use a lighter, right? But a lighter has a few disadvantages. Say, if I was in real high altitude, there wouldn't be enough pressure for the butane to come out of the lighter. Also, if this gets wet, it's not going to work. If it's really cold, again, this probably won't work. This will work in all those situations. I'm going to demonstrate real quick. If I take this right now, and I'm just going to soak it in this water. Got a bowl of water right there. While it's soaking, let me get this little stick prepared. All right, get that split. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a hole right about there. It's not going to go all the way through, but just a little, basically a little divot. Move this out of the way. It doesn't have to be super deep, just a little bit in there. And that's it. See it right there? All right. Now, ideally, you're going to be carrying some kind of char cloth, and if I strike my ferro rod onto that, or even a flint and a steel, it'll catch that spark and make a coal, just like the coal I used during the bow drill. That'll get a fire going with that too. But say this got wet, then we'd have a problem. So say all my gear got wet, fell out of a raft, and I could still get a fire going using my ferro rod. Pull it out of the water right there. And just kind of shake it off a bit. Now this knife right here, most survival knives should have a 90-degree spine. If you buy one and it doesn't, you can always grind one onto there. Take a file and just make it flat on the top. And the reason for that is when you're striking your ferro rod, you don't want to use the sharp end of your knife, it'll dull it. So if you have a flat 90-degree spine, you can strike your ferro rod with that and it works pretty good. You can also use it for shaving sticks and making feather sticks and all kinds of stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stick, take the knife, and I'm going to put the back end of the knife into the hole, the side of the hole, and I'm just going to scrape my ferro rod slowly. What I'm trying to do is get all that little dust into the hole. So I'm going to make a number of scrapings. Oop, that went off already. Let's try that again, real slow. Went a little too fast there. Get The more you get, the more likely you're going to get a fire with it the first time. Nice and slow, and be careful, because if this goes off, you don't want your face too close to it. If you have a magnesium rod on there, you can also put some magnesium flakes. Just keep driving it into that hole. You're making a concentration of the powder, of the dust. Got to be really careful once you get more in there. Nice and even. Alright, once you get a good bit in there, I'm just going to a little more just to make sure I got enough. You always want to be sure. You always want to have what you need and then a little bit more. That should be plenty. What I'm going to do, get my tinder right there and place it right, so part of it is in that hole right next to it. I'm going to take my knife in the same position and strike it. Instant fire.